Well, when I first learned about EFT, thought field therapy, through Roger Callahan, and I learned that he was talking about tapping on different points on your body, I think I was skeptical, but I was also desperate. What I was looking for was a cure to speaking phobia, speaking anxiety. I had a fear of speaking, and here I was being asked to speak a tremendous amount, and every time I did, it was panic attackville. And so I was looking, where's the cure for this? And one time I was on a flight, and I saw an ad for a course that said, I can teach you to stop speaking or stop having the fear. I can teach you to stop having the fear of speaking in 5 minutes or less. And it was for a course by Roger Callahan. So Roger Callahan was my introduction to what eventually became EFT. The results were just short of phenomenal. I was amazed that by tapping on different parts of my body, that my body would relax, that I could actually feel it shift. And I thought, this is a little weird, like, why is this happening? And if I tapped on a different part of the body, would it still happen the same way? Because I was beginning to think maybe it's the placebo effect. Maybe it was working because I was believing it would work, or I needed it to work, or I just desperately wanted it to work. I remember wanting to chew the curtains because I was just so afraid. And what I was imagining is that, what if I go on Larry King and I choke? I can't think of what to say, or he asks me a question and I don't have an answer for it. What if I stammer? What if I just go berserk? What if I sit there like an idiot? And this is live and the whole world is watching it. And I'm thinking to myself, this is the fear of public speaking. So I kind of condensed all of the feeling even down to a phrase. Even though I'm terrified of going on Larry King tonight because I may choke, which seemed to be the most important thing or the most fearful thing for me, I deeply love, accept, and forgive myself. And I went through all of those points in the hotel room. I got up and I shook off the energy that was still going through my body, and I was so relaxed that by the time I got on Larry King that night, they could not turn me off. You know, after being interviewed with them for a few minutes, they wanted me out of the chair, and it's like, I'm not done. I have more to say. I'm here. Larry's here. I'm here. This is live. I'm ready to keep going. So the point was, I was able to dilute, dissolve, and release this fear, this terror of speaking. I know what that's like. I have gone through it. I know that there are people still afraid of speaking. I would encourage them to go to a Toastmasters, to a Rotary, so they can bring up the fear, and just before going on, while they feel the fear, go through. Even though I'm afraid of speaking right here in this little group for Toastmasters, I deeply love, accept, and forgive myself. And go through the tapping on that. By doing that, you release the fear of public speaking, and then you're empowered to go out there and give your message to the world. Now, over time, I learned from EFT and I learned from my own use of this process of using energy psychology that I could create my own shortcuts to it. But I basically had to follow what he was teaching me to begin with. And when I did, boy, I've gone out and given some zingers of speeches. I've gone out and won awards for my talks. I've had people say, my God, how did you learn to speak like that? And it's like, well, I'm just tapping away the problems and going out and doing it. A lot of people watch the movie The Secret and they hear about the law of attraction, and then they also hear about EFT, tapping your troubles away, and so forth, and they're afraid to go and state what the block is within them. They're afraid to state the limiting belief. They're afraid to state whatever it is that's the actual block that's keeping them from attracting what they want. And they're afraid to state it because they think, if I state what the belief is or the block is, I'm going to attract it. That is a limiting belief in itself. What I found is, when you state the limiting belief, like I'm not good enough, I'm afraid, I don't know where money's going to come from, I don't know if my business is going to succeed. I mean, there's all kind of beliefs that are unique to the person. When you state that, you're not anchoring the belief. You are releasing the belief. This is key to understanding how the law of attraction works. This is what I did before the cameras came and started rolling today. I was thinking to myself, I don't know what I'm going to say. I'm not an expert on energy psychology. I certainly use EFT in my own life. So I sat here and said, even though I don't know what to say about energy psychology, I deeply love, accept, and forgive myself. Even though I don't know, and I went through the whole process on what was coming up in me. Now, that didn't mean I was anchoring in my body the idea that I don't know what to say. I wasn't attracting it. What I was doing was releasing it, so that by the time you came here and you turned on the camera, I can talk, and what I have to say just comes, because the barriers to it are now gone. EFT dissolves the blocks to attracting what you want. It's important to understand that money is just energy itself. We infuse it with all sort of power and all sort of meaning, but it's paper, it's metal, it's coin. In many ways, it's worthless. And that may sound shocking if you don't have any money, because you really want that worthless paper and coin in your life. But what I've learned is that it's simply energy. And what keeps it from coming to us is our own beliefs about it. There are a lot of limiting beliefs about money, and some of the most common ones are things like money is evil, rich people are bad. If I have a whole lot of money, people are going to come and feed off of me. My family, my friends, my neighbors, complete strangers are going to come. When you make a whole lot of money, taxes come and just take it away from you. I mean, these are beliefs. They are not facts. And it's important to realize that these are just thoughts you've infused with your own energy. As you release them, you allow money to come into your life. Money, again, is neutral. Money is not bad. What you do with it is up to you, and it can be used for positive or negative reasons, depending on how you view this. It's all energy. The body is an energy. The feelings you have about money is energy. Money itself is just energy. So when all of this is in alignment, money just comes. The way to earn money is out there. The information is out there. I mean, we're in an office here surrounded by information. There's no shortage of that. What's there a shortage of is the person themselves being clear about their deservingness about money. When they clean their own energy system, which what I'm talking about, the beliefs in their unconscious mind, I'm talking about the beliefs in their conscious mind. When they are in alignment to receive money, then it just comes into their lives. I use EFT on a lot of different things. Of course, I started with public speaking anxiety, and then I've used it for money issues, deservingness issues, self-esteem issues, all within me. And then, of course, I've used it to lose a lot of weight. And a lot of people don't know that you can use it on virtually everything and anything. I wanted to lose weight I fought with obesity for 50 years. And about 3 years ago, I decided I was doing something about it. I'd entered some courses. I went into some fitness contests. I ended up losing 80 pounds, being in 6 fitness contests, working out with a world-famous bodybuilder, building my own gym in the back, literally working out almost every day now, having a personal trainer come out once a week, usually on Saturdays, to work out with me. And in the beginning, it wasn't like this. In the beginning, I was struggling with, boy, I want the cheesecake or the carrot cake, or I want the second helping, or I want to hit the buffet today. And I realized there was a lot of eating for emotional reasons. And so I was using EFT, the tapping, on that. Even though I want the second piece of cheesecake right now, or I want to go eat all of the carrot cake right now, I deeply love and accept and forgive myself, and going through the whole tapping mechanism to bring myself to a state of peace. And this is really important because a lot of eating is just emotional eating. A lot of overeating is emotional eating. And if you can realize that you have a belief that's driving you, it's often stress, and you can just release it by tapping it away, you are then at a point of choice. You're not driven by the addiction, now you're on top of it. And that's what I was doing to help lose 80-some pounds.